Meditation is the art of silence. We all live lives that are so filled with stimulations of all kinds. If you think about how many thousands of impressions we get each day through radio, television, newsprint, magazines, driving down the road, you see billboards. All of these impressions are like, well, if your mind was like a pond, like a still water, and then you were to start throwing rocks into the water, you would find that the ripples in the water originally would be, well, when you're calm, it's smooth. But when you're agitated, it's agitated, it's rippled. And if you look at the reflection of the moon or of the trees in the water, what you find is when it's smooth, you can see a beautiful reflection of nature, of what naturally is. Where when you're agitated, the reflection is all broken up and you can't see it clearly. Our nature as living beings is calmness, peacefulness, joyfulness, lovingness. These are the natural state of the soul. But through the many impressions that we experience in daily life, what we find is that we become agitated, and the mind can't reflect peace. We can't reflect joy. We can't experience our natural state because our minds are agitated. So meditation is the process of calming the mind. When we calm the mind, we begin to perceive the soul's natural state of happiness inside. So the techniques of meditation are specifically designed to calm the mind and to help us experience a peaceful state of consciousness. Through meditation, we also develop concentration. There is nothing that you can try to do in life, and if you want to be successful in it, that you don't need concentration. Concentration is key to being successful. And what we do when we meditate is we consciously focus our attention inside instead of outside. Now, you might say, well, why don't I just go to sleep? Why don't I just take a nap? Unfortunately, that would be nice, but unfortunately, when you go to sleep, you go into the subconscious. The subconscious mind is actually restless, and the way that you can tell that the mind is restless in subconsciousness is by your dreams. And if you've ever watched a dog dream, and their paws are going, and their mouths they're trying to bark, and we do the same thing when we sleep. Sometimes we're not aware of it because we're sleeping. But if we were to film ourselves sleeping, then we would find that we do and are quite active when we sleep. When we meditate, and the contrary, is that we deeply go inside of ourselves and we are intensely awake, but not with tension, with calmness. And that calmness allows us to go deeper and deeper into a state of peacefulness, joyfulness, our natural restful state. And it is intensely dynamic, where sleep subconsciousness is a kind of a downward, lower energy. The result of meditation is, rather than subconsciousness, it's what we call superconsciousness. And superconsciousness is a state of dynamic awareness, ultimately, of all of life itself, of infinity. The goal of meditation is to reach past the limitations of our daily consciousness and to embrace life itself in the most dynamic way possible.